Welcome to the show. It is a horrible show, a terrible show, absolutely the worst, and it's just getting even more worse after that. We don't have John in studio today, but we got me and Logan because John has to be a nerd and go play Magic, but I can't blame him. He doesn't get to do it very often. So, let's drink some poison. I mean, no, please don't drink poison. I'm talking the metaphorical poison, the stuff that kills you slower.
Much slower. But yeah.
Oh, we got news all over Minnesota.
The world's going to shit.
And an article that really should not be funny from Arizona.
It's working.
Yeah, I figured it was. Alright, so there we go. We actually got chats and stuff now.
Yes, John, you know the inner workings better than we do.
Whatever. We're not going to pay attention to John because he's going to be in the chat while playing Magic and having fun while we sit here and actually work for literally nothing on YouTube and Rumble.
It's fine.
It is. Alright.
How is it Magic when it's on cards?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Freaking nerd.
I mean, the gathering part makes sense because you want to catch them all. Oh, wait.
That's Pokemon. Wrong game.
Alright, let's go ahead and get into some of the first articles. This one's going to be a fun one to see it play out in court. Legal battle over state bans on transgender athletes in women's sports. I didn't even see what he just said.
John, you are the glue that holds this piece of crap together.
Yeah,
so
basically.
We're just two flywheels going off. So, anyways, legal battles in the Supreme Court right now. They just heard
the oral arguments now for
overruling the 2012 decision. Is that what it was?
No.
Dang it.
The 2012 decision, I'm not sure if it was the 2012 decision. The decision I think you're thinking about was the decision of the Supreme Court that allowed states to ban surgeries and other
the 2012
hormone blocker stuff for the whole transgender kids that don't exist because they're manufactured by their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's Munchausen by proxy.
The 2012 decision was the gay rights marriage.
Oh, no, that they actually shot down that decision.
Gosh dang it. Okay.
They came up to the court and then they refused to take the case. I think that's just too hot for them right now.
That's still a 9th and 10th Amendment issue. That shouldn't be on a federal level.
Yeah, it shouldn't be on a federal level, but
neither should this.
So, in the article, Supreme Court on Tuesday heard arguments in 2 cases about state bans on transgender athletes playing in women's and girls' sports. So, Supreme Court upheld state bans on gender-related medical treatments like puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and surgery for transgender youth. It upheld those bans. That was back in 25. Was that back in July? That was back in July last year.
So that they decided to take the case in the 25-26 term.
Yes, this case decided to take up this year, but then... Oh, yeah. Sorry,
yes.
So in July they decided to pick up this case. It was the previous term they made that decision of the banning of medical... Or not banning, but the allowing states to ban medical treatments for kids. Donald Trump, he previously signed the executive order banning the transgender athletes from participating in public school sports.
Which makes sense, because, that shouldn't even be a thing.
As a girl, I do not agree with competing against the man.
No, especially when just one of my arms can take on the rest of my wife's body, because she's skinny.
What's her name? Riley Green?
Gaines. Riley Gaines.
Gaines.
She's at the bottom of the article. You can keep scrolling down.
Is she going to be one of the witnesses for this case?
I don't know.
It would make sense because where she's such a big public figure anymore.
Yeah. She is. I mean, she is a really big public figure now. She's really been the spearhead behind all of this. I mean, Trump's helped out by giving her more publicity by doing some events with her.
Charlie as well before.
Yeah, Charlie as well before that.
Mm-hmm.
So keep scrolling down, babe.
I just think it's sad where We fought for women's rights to have sporting events, to be able to have the right to vote, to do sports, to do everything like that, and now they're trying to take it away by throwing us back up against men.
Mm-hmm.
We're just in a 100-year cycle is all we're in. I mean, look at the 1920s. Women did their women's rights protest, and that just went on and on and on. And now we're back to the point of like, nah, we're just going to put men in women's sports and make it equal again.
If they really want to do that, make a category all its own, a transgender category, and throw the transgender men and women at each other, okay?
No.
Well, that's
Girls
just called
and
the
girls,
Special
boys and boys.
Olympics, isn't it?
You know what we need?
Sorry.
I heard this the other day, and I am 100% down for it.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, football, UFC, MMA, like any of the big sports, big combative or like athletic sports. Yes, John, we are.
But we're supposed to be ignoring him, and you're not ignoring him when you're trying to ignore him.
All these really big sports, we need a TRT division.
Mm-hmm.
Just like roid them up to no end,
Oh, that would be fun.
and just make it like
Big
no
muscles, small balls.
no rules, no nothing. Just roid yourself out, and let's just see what the human body can do. We'll make the Halo Spartans at that point.
And they'll be sterile, so they can't reproduce anyway.
Right?
And then we'll probably just end up having the whole augment wars like in Star Trek, and we'll end up having to ban genetically modified humans because they're too good.
Now at that point, we're going to start making Astartes from the Warhammer universe.
Yeah. So, for the most part, the appeals court ruled that the students... that in the students' favor, and argued that the state ban violated Title IX sex discrimination in education law, in addition to the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause. Except the problem, though, is we're talking about gender identity rather than actual biological sex.
Title IX is such a hit and miss thing. Like, yes, it's important because it protects people from like sexual harassment and that kind of stuff to where they can exploit you, but at the same time it's so vague that it can cover just about anything.
Well, I mean, that's also where it comes to them. It comes to the point where it's like our culture has evolved and our language has evolved, but then people are wanting to translate or at least understand like Title IX, for example, according to the new understanding we have, not according to the understanding that was at the time it was passed.
Well, there's also...
They never intended for women to play against men because mediocre men who can't make it in men's sports decide to go and dominate in women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
That was never their intent. So it's a joke.
Yeah.
But you've looked at definitions. The dictionaries will change the definition of something over time to fit the narrative.
The dictionary may change the definition to meet modern standards and modern language, but the law doesn't. There's a lot of terms in law that are defined in law. You can go and look at many laws that are passed by Congress or passed by your state legislator, and they will have oftentimes a definition section for defining what each of these terms mean for the purpose of it not being construed later.
Mm-hmm. The culture changes, but the laws that govern the culture does not.
But I know a while ago you were looking up some certain words, and you just noticed that you looked at the original way that it was phrased from the first edition of that dictionary. They completely changed the meaning to make it where it means something different. So that's part of what I'm talking about. If they're looking that way.
You're right, and that's the whole case with the jab from the COVID experiences. The CDC actually went and modified the definition of the jab to make it so it could be more inclusive for various types of shots.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all part of the game you got to play. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit more.
I remember going to SUU back in 2020. We was still wearing masks and all that. We had a 3-hour assembly on Title IX and all that.
Gosh, you were in school for that?
Yeah, I was.
Oh my god!
So I got home from a mission in March of 2020, and then went to SUU that August.
That's so weird.
And then flunked out.
That is so weird because for me, it's like during during a lot of that, we were or at least for part of it, we were freaking building our house.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Beckett, in a statement, this is one of the lawyers.
Okay.
I believe one of the lawyers involved is money related to the West Virginia Save Women's Sports Act, said that if the justices rule in the students' favor, it would open the floodgates to aggressive federal enforcement and lawsuits against not only religious educational institutions but also religious healthcare providers, which is the whole case like with Obamacare.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in the day. You don't remember this fight. You're too young for it.
I might.
Barely. But the whole fight with Obamacare was you can not only just keep have your you like your doctor, you keep your doctor, but then one of the fights that came out of it was, I can't remember the name of it was a medical organization involving nuns for the most part, but they were forced to provide their health insurance was forced to provide
Contraceptives, I think.
contraceptives and abortions. It was a Catholic health insurance agency. I remember that much, and it violates their religious beliefs. But then they were forced to do it, and they lost it in court, and it was absolute bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the way a law is written can oftentimes absolutely be detrimental to a lot of people who they don't want to participate in that, but now they're being forced to participate and violate their own conscience because of it.
Yeah.
So scroll down, the microphone's in my way of the screen.
Oh, Riley. Hey.
Yeah, there she is. So, on Tuesday, the Supreme Court will hear the oral arguments of whether men's feelings trump women's rights in safety, privacy, and equal opportunity. I generally agree with this. Men's feelings are more important than women's rights. No, kidding.
Oh, boy.
Don't worry. My wife's right there. She might beat me later.
Good.
Yeah, because
Good.
you have these girls that are competing against a biological man, and so they're missing out on a scholarship that should have been theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that, but then there's also the fact of these guys knowing that they can get a higher pay grade by playing in male sports. They're looking for a demotion at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it is a demotion. They end up getting paid less.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean...
That's just factual. That's not being sexist or anything. That's just factual.
Not as many people watch women's sports, so you're just not gonna have the financial underpinning, I would say, or just the finances to be able to pay higher wages for those sports. It is what it is.
Well,
unless you're what, women's basketball, then you're subsidized by the male league. You guys need to go to school.
No. Been there, done that, not doing that again.
Oh, well, now we know who the troll is. It was probably John the whole time. He was just freaking has a dummy account just texting us underneath or chatting us underneath the table when we weren't looking.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Mm-hmm. Explains why he got on his own nerves so well. Hates talking to himself.
All
That's why
right.
you said he's of sound mind.
Oh, yeah, sure he is.
We don't know. He might be. He might not be. I'm pretty sure he is.
He is a little crazy. Mostly little.
He's more
crazy.
He's more sane up on the mountain than he is here in the valley.
Yeah. All right, let's hit up that next tab. Let's get to what the heck is happening in Minnesota.
You mean Tiny Mongol or? Oh my gosh.
Somalia?
No, Mogadishu.
Well, Mogadishu, but yeah, it's basically Tiny Somalia at the same time. You got Tiny Somalia in Minneapolis, and the rest of Minnesota is just Mogadishu.
Mm-hmm.
So, Minnesota National Guard placed on standby to support law enforcement as protests turn violent. Scroll on down.
Hold on. Did you see what happened? What the lady who broke into the federal vehicle?
Lady.
Like, there was a whole bunch of rioters that broke...
I saw that there were rioters, and then one of these guys had ripped out the gun safe.
So they ripped
container that was on the inside, and they stole some federal firearms. And the guy was arrested, I believe.
It was a chick.
It was a chick that did it.
Mm-hmm. So she
signed her up for the NFL.
She was. She was the one that was like the ringleader of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a dude that ripped out the gun safe for the firearms, But what they also pulled out of that vehicle was...
Sounds like a bunch of liberal men to take their commands from women.
We're going to try and keep you under control here tonight.
John's not here.
But the other thing that was pulled out of the vehicle was confidential information on all ICE agents.
Yeah, I saw that. And so they were sharing ICE agent information online and whatnot.
Names, addresses, names
I
of...
didn't bring up those articles because I figured a lot of that would get mentioned in the process of doing all this.
Names of spouses, names of children, like schools. Like, why are federal officers carrying that information?
You know, that really...
Unless it's like deployment papers.
Yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense why they would be keeping those kind of documents inside a vehicle.
It could be like their deployment paperwork.
Maybe. But why is it being kept inside a vehicle?
I don't know.
They have an office there. I mean, they've got offices in every state. And even then, they have FBI offices in every state. They could easily just go and secure there. It doesn't make sense why they keep it in a vehicle.
Unless they went straight there. They could have just went straight there without dropping by the office to drop the paperwork off.
That just seems unlikely.
It does, doesn't it?
Because, I mean... Yeah,
are you guys saying that this might have been staged a little bit?
Maybe.
Like someone put them there, planted them there for someone to break in the vehicle and cause mayhem intentionally?
Well,
A mole?
It is ICE, so... I don't know.
It just doesn't seem likely that would be the case. I'm sorry, like I don't think that would really happen. Because it doesn't make sense. It's like normally, even for the National Guard, when we're responding to a disaster, even though it's like a lot of our paperwork's already stored in places, and on our deployment papers, I mean, our individual deployment papers, for the most part, we're probably keeping those on us. At least that's what I was always told, is keep those orders on you.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, though, it's like a lot of your crap, you go and secure it wherever you're staying for the most part.
Unless it was a digital
and
file.
you don't leave it, and you just know there was physical.
It was
copies.
a physical piece of
It was
paper.
physical copies they took out. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So it's one of those like.
I don't understand why.
So
I mean, that's the thing is, my experience is limited with the National Guard, and it's only in training scenarios, not actually a real life scenario.
Someone could have been a shitbag and just left their paperwork in the car.
It's possible.
I mean, you've met E2s, E3s. I'm about to be an
E4s,
E2.
E5s, E6.
I'm about to be an E2,
No, not
possibly
E6s.
3.
It pretty much stops at E5. Yes, E4 is where
the sham shields.
Well, yeah, the sham shields or the E4 Mafia, however you want to call it.
So, I don't know. It just seems a little odd to me that they would keep their paperwork in their car, but
yeah,
I don't know. We don't know. I don't know the inner workings of ICE.
I imagine we'll hear more about it over time, but yeah, it just seems to me it seems weird that it would be in the vehicle. But let's continue on down this article.
That could be buried like the Portland shooting that happened last week and no one cared about.
I don't know who that guy is. I didn't even pay attention. I never watched the video. Keep scrolling.
I just can't see where
Oh, yeah. Our daughter's head is in her way, so she's trying to figure that out. All right. Members of the Minnesota National Guard are on standby, ready to assist local law enforcement and public safety agencies. If our members are activated, they will be wearing reflective vests, as
PT belts
here, to help distinguish them from other agencies in similar uniforms. This is the state that's doing this. They're getting their guys on standby, most likely to try and preempt Trump from just nationalizing their National Guard.
So the National Guard.
Stay right there. Scroll up a little bit. So they're showing there the picture of the vest, but then there's the Minnesota National Guard added its members, quote, live, work, and serve in our state and are focused on protecting life, preserving property, and ensuring Minnesotans can safely exercise their First Amendment. In general, this is one thing I like about how the National Guard operates, is oftentimes the state can activate their own National Guard inside their state. which these are people who live in the state now trying to serve the state, and I like this. And this is the big issue I have, like in Utah and other places, where they're encouraging or hiring law enforcement officers who live outside of their cities because they aren't living in that city, and so they don't have those ties to the city, which is my problem.
But then
I think that needs to change. They need to kind of reorganize things to where law enforcement officers are typically living inside the city they work in. Because I think they need to feel responsible for what they do in their own city.
Mm-hmm. You know what unit would be activated? It's the 34th Infantry Division that would be activated to go to Minnesota.
If
they activate them here in Minneapolis.
No, so the Minnesota National Guard has an infantry.
Yeah, the 34th. The 34th.
I didn't know that.
That's a very scary unit.
They have a long history, I guess, huh?
So I agree with you about that. You want people to be living in the city, embracing it, and it's their value, so they'll want to protect their city. But they've had Minnesotan sheriffs or police officers saying, I'm a Somali American. I'm here for you, not for them. That's part of the problem.
If you can hear, that is my daughter repeating everything my wife says as she's trying to talk to us. I'm sorry. It just looked really cute because my daughter was also doing the hand gestures that my wife was doing too. It was hilarious. I'm sorry you couldn't see it, Logan, because that TV is blocking you there. It was hilarious.
But yes, the 34th. You know the backpack with like the helicopter bullet route.
Okay, yeah.
They're the ones that invented that backpack for the saw.
That's awesome. So in general, they're basically getting National Guard ready to go because they know it's that bad that they need it, but then they're trying to preempt Trump. We've got more on Minnesota. Let's go ahead and just skip this. Unless we can scroll through real quick and let people look at it. Oh, yeah. By the way, just a quick touch on that. Ongoing tensions flared earlier this month after 37-year-old Renee
Nicole Good.
I thought her name... I am seeing her name all sorts of mess up. I'm seeing her called Nicole Renee Good, but now it's also Renee Nicole Good. So...
no one can get their story straight.
Apparently no one can just figure out... I mean, at least they got the last name right. I can get that. I've
seen it that way too, where it's like Nicole Good Renee.
Really?
Yeah.
What the heck? Oh, well, either way, there was some fake information going around about her. You had shared the image of it with me, about her having a previous arrest record. I typed in every iteration of her name that I could, including her maiden name and also names from other marriages.
Except doing it by Renee, because you thought her first name's Nicole. Maybe it is Renee.
I doubt it, because I was doing it I did it in accordance with what the image showed.
To be fair,
and so no one with that name has any criminal history.
To be fair, I did find that photo on X.
Yeah, no, it's on X.
The source of all truth on the internet.
Yeah, I know, right? No, they have a community notes on the bottom of it too.
Like, this is fake, yeah.
Saying that it's fake, that it's been generated by someone, but it's not actually an accurate document, at least.
Mm-hmm. Following the shooting, Democratic officials, including Walsh and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Free, encouraged anti-ICE protesters to assemble, prompting a probe by federal prosecutors for the alleged impending of law enforcement effort. Impending.
Not impending.
It is impending.
It is impeding.
No, like, the more they act up, the more that the federal government is just going to impede on their sanctuary cities.
Well, they're trying to impede on the federal government from performing their law enforcement duties. But that was the word was impeding, though.
Yeah.
All right, next tab. Let's hit up that next tab. Get into it.
The more they act up, the more the dad's going to get the belt out and just start.
Pretty much. Oh, what is John saying now?
E4 Mafia.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's get rid of the chat. Let's go to the next tab.
I know, I'm good.
No, you're good.
You guys can know what's going on in the world.
Uh-huh. I've got it here on my phone. So this is a crazy long article, CBS.
Yeah, boy.
basically what's happening is they implied using law enforcement, or was it in law enforcement, or just them encouraging people in protest to actually impede the operations of ICE, which
Now puts
that
Tim,
would also be obstruction of law enforcement activities, which is a crime. So
they're both under federal investigation.
they're both
now.
under federal federal investigation for that. Scroll down.
Oh boy.
Yep.
And here her name is Renee as well, not Nicole.
What the hell?
So I may have also messed that part up. That's all right.
I don't. It's freaking.
Either way, she died.
It,
It sucks. It's tragic. No one.
the more you mourn for her, the less likely she is to revive. So
The thing is, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's already passed, and the circumstances that happened, it was a good self-defense shoot.
you
It's
know
just-
he was hospitalized for internal bleeding afterwards, right?
Yeah, it was, from what I understand, it's probably minor, but yeah, he was still hit by the vehicle, and even then, some people are claiming, oh, it's only moving 2 miles an hour, but
It's
no.
a 7,000-pound bullet.
People have died from less in real life. It's not something minor. It's like it can go from 0 to fatal in just a split second. It doesn't matter.
I'll put it this way: when I was in high school, there was 2 kids that were just impeding the way of my shop teacher to get to class. He was in his big Dodge Ram truck, and they were just in the middle of the road, just harassing him.
Yeah.
So he creeps up about 2 miles an hour. His bumper lightly touches the knee of the kid, and the kid, like, he might have been overdoing it, but he, like, fell on the ground, like, screaming in pain.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's the laws of physics, though. It's like it's only moving 2 miles an hour, but that's 5,000 pounds, though, or depending on the size of the car, it's maybe only be 2,700 pounds. But still, that's 2,700 pounds at 2 miles an hour. It doesn't just stop.
That's a lot of freaking mass.
It's a lot of mass, and it's going to hit, and it can do a lot of damage. So President Trump, though, threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act, which would allow him to deploy troops to quell protests in Minnesota after 2 shootings. One fatal by federal immigration enforcement agents there. So the one fatal is obviously
whatever her name is.
Miss Good, while the other one was an illegal immigrant who was in custody who was shot in the leg after he attacked an ICE agent with a shovel.
You know what troops that he'd send in?
What?
The only branch that reports directly to the president and not to Congress first.
What's that?
The Marines.
Well, the thing is, the Insurrection Act's been declared before. I think the last time was George H.W. Bush during the L.A. riots.
The Marines were sent in for that one.
But it wasn't just the Marines, it was also the U.S. Army, too. There's multiple units, or at least soldiers from multiple branches there. And so it wasn't just Marines, it was also Army at the same time. So it's... The thing is, it's been done before, it's happened before, it's not anything really... I mean, it sucks because it's happening now, and it makes it seem like things are getting worse than they've ever been. Some ways they are, some ways they aren't. Who can really tell what's going to happen? It just seems like no matter what we try to do to de-escalate things, it always seems to keep escalating exponentially.
Yep.
Scroll on down. This next part of this is quite interesting. So, a Minnesota federal judge, so not state, federal, on Friday put limits on the tactics that federal law enforcement are permitted to use in their handling of ongoing protests in Minneapolis over the Trump administration's surge of immigration resources to the city.
But all of us agree these are not exactly protests. They're making riots, now.
This is where the whole decision by the judge gets interesting. First of all, you can see right there in the second paragraph, it's an 83-page order.
Good grief.
83 pages of legalese to be able, basically, I would say it's probably for her to sound like she's supporting the protests while covering her own ass legally, because this is a judge that they would come after if she did anything wrong, effectively. So bans them from using pepper spray or non-lethal munitions on or arresting peaceful protesters.
Oh, the non-lethal munitions.
Wait, hold on.
That's already the law.
Oh, no.
They're peaceful.
She blocked the use of pepper spray, non-lethal munitions, or arresting peaceful protesters. So you just want to open up with live ammunition?
Well, or
Oh, well, there's that. That's fair. Just start with the live.
Maybe she doesn't want another one-nut wonder walking around because the rubber bullet.
Was that from Minneapolis, though?
I don't know, but somewhere
No.
the guy he
thought
got.
That was
Cali.
no, that was Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The
That was
one that
Texas.
wonders in Texas.
Yeah, but the rubber bullet still caused him some problems. I guess that's why they don't want rubber bullets.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They banned the use of pepper spray, non-lethal munitions, which is like sandbag rounds, beanbag rounds, salt rounds,
Well,
rubber
here's
bullets.
the thing, though. From using them on peaceful protesters, the kicker is if they were peaceful, they wouldn't need to use them.
Underneath legalese of non-lethal munitions, tasers also fall into that category.
Yeah. But that here's the point I wanted to make when I saw this. It's non-lethal. They're non-lethal stuff, but these are these are peaceful protesters. So I mean, as soon as they're breaking the law, I would argue they're no longer peaceful, even though they're not violent. If they're not being violent, I would say there's different classes of crime, obviously. But it's like if they're not being violent, then just arrest them or just push them out of there. But if they're being violent, it's like you'd be using those anyways because now they're being violent. Mm-hmm. And she said only peaceful protesters. And it's like no reasonable, articulable suspicion. Okay, well that's already the law.
Mm-hmm.
You need that to be able to make the arrest. Like it's already the law. She's just covering her ass while trying to support the protest.
She's trying to justify her salary by printing paper.
Yeah, because she is definitely overpaid based on this.
Yes, John, they are crayon munchers.
But I agree. I don't think these are protests. Protests are people holding signs. When you start attacking people, it is a riot. They're just trying to keep saying it's a protest, so they're trying to change the definition that this is okay. This is still a protest.
Yeah,
no, it's
I was watching a clip on the news when Christy was there watching with me, and that's one thing I was just yelling at the hoe on the screen for. Is it's like they kept calling them protests. It's like no, they're not protests. They're riots. When they're violent and they're attacking and damaging property, they're riots. And this is one second real quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll get to you. This is something that's kind of really pissed me off because a lot of people don't really see it. Is when the Democrats for the last frickin' who was it? Mark Kelly, I think it is, or whatever. Senator Kelly, who just barely got a demotion from the military after being retired. He's a senator, and he just got a demotion because he had told soldiers it's okay that they need to disobey unlawful orders. Mm-hmm. And it's like they go for over basically the entire year so far that Trump's been president. They just everything he's done, they've called it an illegal order, an illegal. All these orders he's given the military, and then the courts uphold Trump's ability to do it because it's legal. And then they come out and tell them, "Oh, you need to disobey illegal orders." And it's like, you've been calling all these decisions or all these orders he's been making illegal. Now you're saying they need to disobey illegal orders. The intention is for them to commit a coup against the president and just not obey his orders. Mm-hmm. That's their intent. Now they can get away with it because they're saying you need to disobey unlawful orders, which any soldier is allowed to do. Except it's been upheld in court repeatedly that those are lawful orders. So all they're doing is just trying to foment an insurrection by the military, mm-hmm. which is ironic that they're the ones that keep complaining about insurrection when they're the ones now committing insurrection.
When they're the ones incentivizing.
Exactly. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to play devil's advocate for a minute, right? We don't have all the information going on in Minneapolis. Like, in all honesty, we don't. We live states away.
Many states, thank goodness. I feel bad for the Midwest right now because they're constantly getting pummeled with being in the middle of the news for the worst reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are too, but for different reasons.
True.
Just to play devil's advocate for a second, like, that could be a very small portion of the protesters that are happening, like that are rioting, and everyone else is just playing it right. But the news is only covering the riots because that's peaceful protesting according to the Summer of Love.
Yeah.
So to put a blanket statement over everything of like they're all rioters, I don't know if that's necessarily fair.
They're not. There are peaceful protesters there, and there are people who were there when it became violent, but they themselves chose not to. The problem, though, is what police end up doing is once these things get rowdy, once they get violent, they typically round up everyone. Because they can just round them up, even if they're peaceful.
They can detain all of them, yeah.
And they can detain them, and then they quickly go through and figure out which ones were just there observing, which ones were participating but not being violent. They cut them loose. Tim Pool's been rounded up a few times, I believe, and they've always ended up releasing him because it's just like he was at the time he was working for, I think, Vice at the time. He was in the press.
Something like that, yeah.
And so it's just they round them up. They say, "Oh, okay, these guys just got caught up in it," and then they let all those go, and they just keep the ones that were the instigators for the most part and get them charged.
Yeah.
Oh man, hit that next tab. I believe it's got the same thing. So. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
So let's finally get off of Minnesota for the fourth week in a row.
Okay.
I thought I had another one about the insurrection
I saw something else. It was about Minnesota. Possibly Nick Shirley will come out with it. They're looking at medical transport vehicles.
Oh yeah.
One.
I know you told me about that earlier.
Supposedly has been in business 26 years. The building is boarded up. Nothing. So it's interesting if we find out more about that. That's true. That's sad that it's been going on for 26 years or more.
Can I put a pause on the article that we got up on the screen right now?
Yeah.
Hit that side-by-side article right there.
What is it now?
So this happened last night.
Is that here in Utah?
That is...
Well, KUTV, so it should be Utah, right?
Yep, that is Utah. About 7 o'clock last night, 20 police officers flew by my house to go respond to this.
Holy shit.
One is critical.
Gosh.
Like, severely critical. They don't know if they're going to...
They don't know if they're going to make it?
That is, if I heard right, this is through the grapevine. My mom is good friends with the girl's mom.
Okay.
This is Casey Fields' niece. I don't know if you know who Casey Fields.
It sounds familiar.
Bareback rider.
Okay.
Big rodeo name.
Okay, that's why.
Big
I don't
rodeo
watch
name.
the rodeo much, but that's pretty big in Utah. That's why I've heard of them.
Rodeo news. Miss Rodeo for Utah was crowned Miss Rodeo for America. Just barely.
Cool.
You sound not so interested in that.
I hate the rodeo queens.
Some people like them. I just go, hey, it's a real girl got it, not a transgender. A real girl got it.
Well, I mean, it's
the
also...
trannies will never be allowed in the rodeo world. I know
well,
it. Everyone else knows it.
They will be as the clowns. They already got the paint.
They will be as the steers.
or they might use them as the mares.
Nah, steers. You have the bowl events at the very end, and then you have the steers that are used and abused throughout the entire rodeo. So,
oh man.
But yeah, pretty sad story. I knew it was an ATV accident. I didn't know the extent of it. I now know there's 6 people. But it was like you could quite literally see all the lights right there by the lake from my house.
Best wishes to them. Hopefully, they make a recovery.
I hope she makes it.
Oh, so were they on that side by side?
Yeah.
Oh,
6 people
so
in that side by side.
So they're all just thrown from it, pretty much. Oh man.
It looks like
I didn't catch that was a side by side from the other photos.
Yeah, so
that should have fit 6 people.
Yeah, exactly why there's 6 people injured probably.
That particular one is designed to fit 3 in the back, but you can comfortably fit 4.
Okay.
If they're small, I guess.
Yes. I know this side by side because they are constantly going up and down the road.
Oh, really? So you've seen them on this side by side before?
Yep. Like constantly during the summer.
Do they know what caused the accident?
I'm guessing just too quick around the corner because it was right on one of the corners there around the lake.
They may have whipped around a corner and it just flopped over. And
pretty much, yep.
I don't know. That position doesn't look like they went over a corner though. that picture.
Well, where everything was, it was around a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the lights and everything were right at the beginning of a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like they were practicing kind of in front of them around a bend or something like that.
Okay. So,
Like, it was... We was really worried, like why are there so many lights and sirens going by the house right now? And
because there's 6 people, and it takes a lot to get 6 people to the hospital.
looks like Life Flight actually landed to take that 14-year-old.
And then it said, I think 2 others used their own vehicles to get to the hospital. Then 2 others were minor injuries.
Mhm.
They
Okay,
didn't
so
go.
they're sent home.
If you notice, there was a barbed wire fence right in front of the vehicle.
Ooh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, that's rough.
So that's kind of what happened to Amberly Snyder, if you know who she is. Also, rodeo royalty. She's the one that's paralyzed and still does barrel racing.
Holy crap. That's impressive.
But she was she was thrown from her truck and thrown through a barbed wire fence, and that's how she became paralyzed.
Yikes.
So, great Netflix movie about her, Walk Ride Rodeo, if you ever get the chance to watch that.
Okay.
So reminder, wear your seatbelt so you don't get thrown from the vehicle and hurt. We've had
Yeah,
too
well,
many
this is a
people
side by
injured.
side though too. There's not very many seatbelts available in those.
So-
Yikes.
Boy, I'm now sad to know that's kind of what happened.
Yeah. No, man, that's terrible.
Anyways, Greenland.
So we get to funny news. Thousands march in Greenland to support Arctic Island in face of Trump's threats.
Are they for or against coming to America?
So from what I understand, there's actually a lot of Greenlanders are in favor of coming to joining the U.S.
These guys.
These are the ones against it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you guys, you need a flag makeover. Your flag looks like trash.
It looks like Korea.
Yeah, you're like Korea light, basically. So come and get some freedom in America.
You know what that looks like? Freaking Pokemon.
Now I can't unsee it. All right, scroll on down. I highlighted a few things. Some of these people, their comments they're absolute idiots. Thousands of Greenlanders carefully marched across snow and ice to take a stand against U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday. They held signs of protest, waved their national flag, and chanted, "Greenland is not for sale." It is. You're a territory of Denmark. You're for sale. The question is price.
So I looked into this when I first heard about it. It's like, why is Greenland so important for the United States?
Its position.
It is.
Multiple reasons. One, it's early detection systems for nuclear detection, missile launch detections, or incoming missile detection. It's all because that's kind of right along the best route for missiles to travel to strike the U.S. from Russia. China, not so much. Well, yes and no. It all depends, I guess, on what part of China.
Coming from Europe, yeah.
But coming from the European area, yes. Also, if you even understand environmental patterns, the North Pole will eventually fully melt. It will. It doesn't. Human involvement doesn't frickin' matter. Eventually, it will be fully melted, and that opens up trade routes going across the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
And
which there already are during the warmer parts of the year.
During the warmer parts of the year, there already are some trade routes, but make those trade routes year round, and it's a game changer, especially for Russia, which is why Russia would be the most. China a little bit, but mostly Russia because they cover that whole side of the frickin' globe pretty much because of the shape, how big Russia is, or at least stretched out it is. And so it'll be a game changer when all of a sudden that is thought out just enough for trade to happen throughout the entire year. Because right now, Russia's only port that does not freeze over in the winter is Crimea there by Ukraine, which is the main reason they invaded Ukraine, was to guarantee their access to Crimea. So,
when do you think it's going to melt? The Arctic, or when are the poles going to switch?
It can't come soon enough. The pole switching, not so much. That's a calamity that none of us are really prepared to handle.
No, we're going to be screwed.
But the melting of the pole just can't happen soon enough. I want it. I don't care what the environmentalists say.
You must
melt the ice. I love winter, but There's a 15-year period where the NASA scientists were studying the Earth in general, where they were just taking photos of the Earth and measuring the green that was on the Earth, just how much green covered the Earth. That 15-year period, the Earth became 15% greener, and it's primarily because of carbon dioxide increase in the atmosphere. Because that 15% greener is the size of the United States. That's 15% of mostly desert areas that now suddenly became arable. It's not because they got more water. It's because all the plants are able to get more carbon dioxide more easily, that they lose less water when doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the plants are becoming more efficient at getting carbon dioxide because it's just more available for them. It's a good thing.
And I've heard that Antarctica is actually getting bigger. So the Arctic might be shrinking, but the Antarctic
Yeah, it
might
had
be
the
getting
biggest
bigger.
growth that they've ever heard of that they thought would be impossible on ice. It's still melting long-term trend at least, but it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing. There's that hymn, the earth will appear as a Garden of Eden. Something's supposed to happen.
The only thing that scares me about the Arctic melting is that the polar bears and grizzly bears are now starting to breed together and creating the super mutant called the Pizzly.
Even better. Do it!
The penguins in the South Pole are safe. It's the bears up in the north that I'm scared of.
Oh, yeah. No, it's... Like, that's the thing. Is like the Earth goes through cycles. The hippopotamus used to be native to London. A lot of people don't realize that, and that was actually within, like, the last 10,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be native to London. It's you don't hear about hippos there, but they have the bones of them there. They know that they were there.
You know there's hippos in Colombia right now, right?
Really?
They
escaped from a zoo?
No. Pablo Escobar brought them over.
That's hilarious.
They're cocaine bears. And now they're a legitimate threat to Colombia right now.
Holy crap.
Because they're a legitimate threat to their ecosystem because nothing can kill them.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying and
so
hilarious.
who wants a big fat polar bear that's in a warm area?
Nah, I'm good.
Bring it. Let's do it. Alright, so
Apparently
just as they finish their trek from the small downtown of Greenland's capital city Nuuk, which I understand is not its original name. It was kind of their original name, but let's be honest, the colonizer name was probably cooler than the native name that it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So Nuuk, to the U.S. consulate in rain and near freezing temperatures. The news broke. Trump, from his golf course in sunny Florida, announced that he will charge a 10% import tax starting in February on goods from 8 European countries over their opposition to U.S. control of Greenland. The U.S. controls Greenland already.
Now, keep in mind,
we tell NATO to jump, and they ask us how high. None of them oppose us because we are the power that's defending them. They don't have... There is no country in NATO that has sovereignty except the U.S. Every single one of them is subservient to us because without us, their NATO alliance is worthless against the enemies that would come in. You were going to say something? Sorry.
This is the same country that the women of Greenland, or was it Iceland that I'm thinking of, did a strike. Like all the women in the country went and did a strike in the main Capitol building.
What was this about?
And, like, women labor laws, I believe. They all went out on a strike, and all the guys are like, that was the best work day ever! Nothing changed.
Nothing. There was no change in the economic activity.
100,000 women went and protested in the Capitol, and nothing changed. I think, if I remember right, work actually increased that day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Talk about embarrassing. If that's, I don't know if it's true. I think I heard something about that.
I can't remember if it's
if
Greenland
it's
or Iceland.
True, talk about embarrassing. And it's probably more of a shedding more of a light on Greenland than it is on anything else.
Anyways,
let's hit up the next article. Honestly, it's been funny hearing Trump go after Greenland. It's hilarious.
What did they say they were going to do, John?
What did they say they would do?
You're not here to voice your opinion, so you got to type it out. What did they say they were going to do?
And he hates talking to people, and I guarantee you he hates texting more. So he's going to have to type it out if he wants.
Are you a Greenlander or a non-Greenlander?
What do you mean?
To join the States.
As a territory, not a state. I don't want them having a vote.
That's fair.
But I want them to have their rights to have guns. So, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, so this website's awesome. The true size, pretty much. Because everything's warped when it's on a map. So, that pink spot there over the U.S. is what Greenland looks like down here at our latitude. Because it's stretched out up there on the map. So, when you bring it down, you can click on that, baby. You can click and hold on it and move it around. So, if you move it up, you'll see it gets back to its normal size, pretty much. Just because it's stretched out. So if we acquired Greenland, it would be pretty much like us acquiring the Louisiana Purchase all over again.
Not quite.
The Louisiana Purchase, I still would be bigger.
I would dare say it's more of like the Alaska Purchase.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is fairly comparable. Oh, what's that total size? 1.717? Go to the other one.
2, so barely bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't say barely. That's actually still pretty significant. It's quite a bit bigger.
But yeah, it's like the Alaska Purchase.
Probably like the Alaska Purchase. I guess it's true, because, I mean, we'd be screwing over Denmark on all the freaking resources that Greenland has available.
Good.
Just like we screwed over the Russians with Alaska.
Let's just reenact the Monroe Doctrine. Get all European influence out of the Western Hemisphere. And just...
I guess, to be fair, Greenland's kind of split between the two, being in the middle. It is more on our side of the hemisphere, but being that it used to be an actual Viking colony, nowadays it's an embarrassment to their heritage.
Yep.
But hey, let's take Greenland.
Can we play around with this for a minute? I'm curious.
Okay, let's play around with it.
All right.
What do you want?
I want the Dominican Republic to the state of Utah.
So just put in Dominican Republic. Right there. Oh, yep. Click on that. Boom. See that little orange dot? That's it. Yep.
Can we zoom in?
Click on the Greenland one, babe. Mm-hmm. You can zoom in, yeah. So click on the Greenland there. Hit the X on the left. Yep. And do the same with Alaska. That way we can just get rid of that other stuff that's in the way. Zoom in on Utah. Pretty much just drag the Dominican Republic over to Utah. You don't need to do that. There you go. Oh, there we go. It's still smaller.
So, riddle me this.
What?
It took me 3 hours to get from the center of the country to the very east end. Right?
Okay.
It took me 3 hours. We can get anywhere in the state in 3 hours.
Okay, yeah. Because of where we're at. We're pretty near the center here.
Levan is that like literal center of Utah, just so you know.
What?
Levan is the center of Utah.
Okay. Where is that from here?
It's 10 minutes south of Nephi.
Okay, yeah.
So
we're pretty close to center here.
If you spell Levan backwards, you get navel.
That's funny. Oh, Utah creativity at its finest.
I'm just more... The Dominican Republic has 10.8 million people in it.
This is where he served his mission.
That's my mission location.
Oh man!
So, and then we have a population of 3.3. So
that is really population dense. 10.8 million.
Yeah,
wow.
For a much smaller.
Yeah, I gotta find pictures. They will look like their houses are stacked like 3 apartments tall with alleyways of about a foot.
Oh gosh!
Well, there it is. 48. It's not even a quarter.
Yeah.
Man, that's miserable.
So they are right on top of each other.
Any other comparisons you want to do?
Did you want to do any more?
No, I don't really have any. No.
Okay,
really
sorry.
No.
I've always been curious.
You're just kind of curious what the size comparison was?
Yep.
It's just funny because it's really dramatic. So it's like, type in Greenland, grab Greenland again. Because Greenland always looks so freaking big on the map. Okay, zoom out so we can see it all. Well, not that far, but there you go. Let's bring the map up, I guess. if it will. There we go. Now drag Greenland down to Brazil pretty much, and you can see the difference in size. There we go. Right down there by the equator is where we'll get it smaller. So it's like, it is a massive piece of land, but Brazil though is freaking huge compared to it. That's a good. I just wanted to show that example so people can see like this is how
8.5 compared to 2.1.
Yeah,
it's 4 times the size.
Yeah, so that's the thing is I love this website because of that, because it's like there's so many countries that we don't really understand what their size is, because the way the map is, it just warps their size into ridiculous proportions. So
can we get a visual on the 51st state of Venezuela?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It's actually not that small compared to Greenland in comparison. Like Brazil, for example, it's probably only a little over.
Greenland's double the size.
Yeah, it's about double the size of it. So it's that's the thing. It's surprising. It's the difference between Greenland and Venezuela is smaller than Greenland and Brazil. Brazil's a huge country.
Yeah,
we can drag that up. Venezuela is much bigger than Utah. That gives no. You can just put it over the U.S., babe.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just put it right over the U.S. so you can see. So that's how big that is. So
it's bigger than Texas.
Yeah, so 51st state's not bad. Hey,
you know
Texas won't be so big anymore compared to the others.
You know what? No, let's just split Venezuela up into 5. And get Trump the lower line of stars. Just add a whole new row of stars to the flag.
That would be funny.
How is it compared to Alaska?
Oh yeah, that's why I had Alaska earlier, was to kind of show that comparison.
9.16.
Oh yeah,
916.
1.7. So about it.
Almost
double.
Twice.
Almost double.
Almost twice. Well, let's go ahead and get off this. Let's go to the next article that we want to talk about. Now we're going to start getting into more Utah news. State law enforcement watching Venezuela gangs. So we just talked about Venezuela, so great segue here.
Woohoo.
So Tren de Aragua is growing in Utah. They're getting more violent. They're one of the more violent cartels compared to many of them. Like Sinaloa cartel, this article talks about how they control most of the drug trade in Utah.
So they control Nephi?
Basically, they control Nephi. I know this. I know a cop down there who's trying to help fight that, but
there's so many, but yet Nephi's still like towards the top of the Utah list.
Yeah. So Tren de Aragua has been growing. The TDA is also the acronym they use for them. It has been growing in Utah. They've been making a little bit more of a presence. The majority of the violence from them has been directly involved in gang violence for the most part.
Who's Simon of the Snowfield? Is that your guy?
I don't know. Either way.
Sorry, distracted.
He's distracted.
Oh, it's Mike. Okay. Hi, guy. Hi, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you just outed him.
He commented it.
Oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's your fault, not mine. All right, let's go ahead and keep scrolling. So, Tren de Aragua,
not... It's worrisome if they bring this stuff here.
It's already here.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, it's already here.
I-15 and Highway 6 is already like one of the major networks
for
human trafficking.
Mom works in the elementary schools. Mm-hmm. It's already here.
Yeah. Yep. Basically, I can't advocate for it, but I wouldn't cry if a lot of them died. Terrible gang, known for a lot of rape, murder, torture, especially. I have seen some of the tortures. You can go, and if you want, there are videos online where you can watch cartels, not just Tren de Aragua, but also the Sinaloa cartel and whatnot, executing people, and it gets dark. It gets really dark.
For y'all's mental health, don't do it.
Yeah, for some of you, definitely don't do it. For people like me that are just already effed up from the beginning, it doesn't really matter.
Plus, you saw who knows what being in the military. They're training stuff, but still.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is I was never deployed, never did anything fancy or interesting, really. It was mostly just trainings. But, I mean, I met a lot of people, and I got shown a lot of photos. There's one person I saw the picture of their hand where an IED had blown all the skin off their hand. So it was just muscle and tendon. You're going to see a lot
I
of
was
it.
going to say, I'm getting...
You are probably going to... I saw some bad crap from what people showed me. You are going to see the worst of it, because they want to try to weed you guys out, because he wants to become a combat medic.
I'm in the process of becoming a combat medic for Utah's new 204th Infantry Division. It's going to get interesting very quickly.
Yeah,
especially with the medical training that I'm going to receive and all that.
Yeah, they will probably show you the worst of it, and they'll probably be doing that because they want to try and weed out the people who can't stomach it.
Mm-hmm. But
so yeah,
I've already seen quite a bit just on job sites here in the state of Utah. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those like,
yeah, no, it's rough. So. Don't go looking up the videos if you're not really prepared for it. It's dark stuff.
Don't do it.
But we don't want when Trump said they weren't sending their best, this is what he meant. These are the people coming over we definitely don't want over here, and we need to do everything we can to get rid of them. So if you haven't had time to read that, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Jensen, this guy from Utah Department of Public Safety, I believe that's where he's from, said while the Serranos, you know what? I don't really care because I don't respect you. Shoot me later or something. I've got guns too.
So Serranos, Crips, and Bloods claim far more members in the state of Utah.
Yeah, well, the Crips and Bloods I recognize. I mean, they're American. They're pure-blooded American gangs, at least.
From what I understand, so are the Serranos.
Oh, they are?
They're a Californian...
Oh, well.
So you got Crips and
Bloods. So they're low-quality Crips and Bloods, basically, because it's California.
It's the third faction of the Crips and Bloods.
It's the Chinese version of the Crips and Bloods. The Crips and Bloods are like high-quality gangs versus, I guess, those are California version.
I think they call the Chinese ones or Japanese ones the triad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm just talking. I'm just dissing on this one gang because I feel like it. And I think their name's crappy. They need to work on a new name. At least the Crips and Bloods sounds cool. So they claim more members in the state of Utah, and the drug trade in the Rocky Mountain region remains primarily controlled by the Sinaloa cartel. Police reporting shows evidence that Trinidad gang members have been attempting to secure their own footprint. So. Keep going. Let's get down there. We do see them involved in a lot of street-level crime and a lot of crime when it comes to gang-on-gang violence. So the trash taking out the trash. Mm-hmm. And kind of trying to build an identity here in Utah and build out their network, Jensen said. Scroll on down.
It's
TDA, or Trinidad, has been on many law enforcement radars since 2014. 2024, in that year, a warning from the National Sheriff's Association said gang members have been given the green light to shoot officers. So they're getting confident.
As far as we're aware, there hasn't really been any officer shootings when it comes to gang activity, right?
Not that I've heard recently. But I mean that doesn't mean they weren't given the green light. They've probably been
given the green light. I just don't.
They're just not rocking the boat, basically. Scroll on down. As always, Jensen emphasized that the public plays a crucial role in preventing crime, and he urged people to report any suspicious or concerning circumstances they observe. And by that, I will remind everyone that in accordance with Utah state law, you have the legal right to use lethal force against anyone committing a forcible felony. So you know.
There is no duty to retreat in the state of Utah?
No duty to retreat in the state of Utah. You have a right to provide third-party self-defense, pretty much, in the case of a forcible felony, which is basically rape, murder, torture, maiming, and kidnapping. Those are the big forcible felonies in Utah. You do have a
You
right
also have a
to use lethal
constitutional right
force.
to carry your firearm at all times. If you do, please train with it.
Please train with it. Mostly because I want you to be accurate. All right, let's get on to the next article.
If my life ends up
Before
in
I
your
get
hands,
us banned on YouTube, let's get to the next article.
if my life ends up in your hands, I want you to be trained.
True. Next article. So, we talked about this last week. The man, I believe, it's debatable whether he had 11 or 12 kids. Either way, it was more than 6. It's a lot of kids.
This wasn't the Christmas one, was it?
No, this was the funeral.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So two,
that guy.
Yes, two men were killed in the parking lot at an LDS church during a funeral. Go ahead and scroll down. It was believed to be gang related. It's kind of confirmed that it's somewhat gang related. It's not. They haven't released the full details of it, and they're not going to. Right there. So I can't really pronounce in purple there. I can't really pronounce the names. The second name is the guy we talked about most. He worked at Costco in Orem. And he has either 11 or 12 kids. I know one of them was on a mission in Minnesota, in the Minneapolis. I don't know if he's in just Minnesota or specifically in the Minneapolis area. But he's on a mission in Minnesota, probably back here in Utah now for a while while they're taking care of his dad and getting him laid to rest.
They are given that choice if they want to come back or not.
They are. Personally, if it was my dad, I would have come back and then headed back out afterwards.
We had a sister who lost her brother in the MTC, and she didn't go back home. So
it's a personal choice. I won't judge anyone for that choice.
I'm not either. I'm just throwing.
It's a hard choice because you want to serve the Lord, but you want to be there for them. But at the same time, I mean, they're on the other side of the veil. They might be rooting you on to stay on your mission. So it's hard to say. So let's go ahead, read into this. So Salt Lake police have arrested a man and accused him of hindering an investigation into a shootout at a funeral that claimed the lives of 2 men and injured 6 others. On
January 7th.
Yeah, so that's just a quick descriptor of the actual shooting. Let's scroll down. We've talked about that before. I kind of went over it. So, multiple expended cartridge casings and a handgun were recovered at the scene, along with a blue LA Dodgers baseball cap.
Oh, that explains a lot.
It's funny because I have a coworker who's a Dodgers fan. If I understand, it's the San Francisco Giants is their rival team, and he has on his nice truck the Dodgers cap that goes inside the tail hitch. And I was thinking about buying the San Francisco version and swapping them out at work one day.
Just get some big stickers that say West Coast Yankee, which is all the Dodgers are.
Oh man! Oh gosh, that's funny. That would be funny too.
Or maybe don't do the stickers. Get a big, huge magnet so you can remove it and go like, okay, no one hurt my truck.
So magnets don't work on my truck because I've got a 150 and it's aluminum body.
Oh.
Poor thing.
It's one of those man, it sucks because I had some nice American flag magnets that were on my Colorado.
And they don't work on your.
They don't work on my Ford.
F-150.
Well, if it's kind of hollow, you can always get up underneath there in the bumper and put glue in a magnet so it will stick.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just an idea.
Something
like that.
If anyone's rocking a Dodgers logo, you just remember West Coast Yankee.
They're gay. I mean, so multiple witnesses were interviewed, and cell phone footage from the funeral services was obtained and reviewed. So,
they must have got a plate then.
I think his name's Tutai.
They must have got a plate with that video footage.
Oh yeah, so I believe it's pronounced Tuatai. That's his last name. His name is Ryan, from what I understand. Was one of those interviewed at the Salt Lake City Police Department on the night of the shooting, and was seen in cell phone video, collected by detectives wearing a Dodgers hat. Quote, he stated that he was inside the church and was just stepping outside into the parking lot when he heard gunshots. Ryan, that's the guy, said he observed one of the victims on the ground but did not see who was shooting or see anyone with a firearm. Probably because he had the firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan denied being involved with the altercation or having any knowledge of what happened. Ryan denied having a firearm and seeing anyone with a firearm that day. Scroll down. So Ryan, that's his last name there you see, allegedly claimed he did not go near the area where the shooters were. Police noted, however, that Ryan closely matched the description of one of the shooters given by multiple witnesses and was identified as being involved in the altercation, which means they showed his picture to someone and that someone said, yes, that was him, he was involved.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been identified as a person involved in the altercation. In the parking lot, police have received numerous tips that Ryan was involved with the shooting and had a confirmation.
Confrontation.
Yep.
Sorry.
Neither of us
tired.
can read today.
A confrontation with another male that was in the parking lot. When detectives searched Ryan's phone, this is where it gets funny, okay? Because this is where criminals do stupid things.
Did he have footage of him?
Hold on.
Oh no.
When detectives searched Ryan's phone, they found a video of Ryan handling the firearm recovered at the scene. I would just say handling a firearm that matched the one recovered at the scene, just because you can't see the serial numbers in the videos. Let's be honest, you can't.
Unless he was stupid enough to be like, numbers.
Maybe. But either way, though, even if it matched it, they were going to say it's probably the firearm recovered at the scene. About a month before the shooting, additional videos were obtained from the phone documenting Ryan driving a car with another male shortly before the funeral. The male in the passenger seat was identified as one of the other males involved in the altercation who had shown up at a local hospital with a gunshot wound. So he took a video of himself and his friend in the car while on the way to the funeral, and these videos are timestamped when they're recorded, so they know it's right before the funeral. So this guy is not too bright, okay? So he doesn't seem like the brightest silver in the frickin' silverware drawer. So, the cell phone video also shows Ryan at the church parking lot minutes later, where he walks towards the church with another male and a third male.
With the other male. And I was in the car.
Yeah, with the other male in the car and then a third male involved, who was also shot during the altercation.
So both his buddies got shot somehow.
He must be a piss poor aim, or...
Well, to be fair, I mentioned this to Chrissy. It's like, when an altercation breaks out and it starts like that, and then someone pulls a gun and starts shooting, I'm not surprised if you get the people you want, but you also end up getting your own friends too, because there's a lot of chaos in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But this guy is clearly not the brightest. He's not the brightest. Scroll back up. Sorry. So, yes, so we're good there. So Ryan was confronted with the evidence of his involvement by detectives and was informed that he could be charged with obstruction of justice if he gave false statements. This is why you shut up and get a lawyer, you idiots. Ryan continued to deny any knowledge of the firearm and could not explain how his hat ended up in the location of the altercation, where he stated that he did not go.
Can't they pull the geolocation of anyone that was around Ryan's phone?
Yes and no, it depends.
That would be
to do it, you do need warrants or the permission of the people around them, or the people who the information you're getting.
I don't know, we're a single consent state, so I don't know.
We are a single party consent state, so it doesn't really matter the recording aspect if you're recording people. But when it comes to the geolocation of the devices, it all depends because, I mean...
That's all public data.
Depending. Because it is... If most people, or at least it's mostly recorded by the private companies that do cell phone carriers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really kind of depends. I mean, they could hand it over, but typically their policy is to not just hand over information to law enforcement unless they have a warrant.
Well, if they're anything like Liberty Safe, all the police have to do is come knock on their door and ask.
What an embarrassment for Liberty Safe that when we heard that.
Then they'll just give all the codes and everything.
I don't understand where they got that. That's a good idea. Investigators said Ryan has reported involvement with a street gang with a long history in Salt Lake City and was at the event dressed in gang colors and attire.
And he also maintained he took a ride share to the funeral, even though a video
shows that he did not take a ride share. Yes, he's not the brightest person at all. But at least he's trying, I guess. So it sounds like they probably have the guy who may have killed him. It's just a matter of putting all the puzzle pieces together and actually building the case. I mean, that's the thing, is that you can have all the pieces, but then the prosecutor still got to build the case and make the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? His buddies have to explain why they both end up with gunshot wounds at a hospital.
Oh, who knows? Maybe it was just an accident.
Negligent discharge.
They sat on their own guns.
Mm-hmm. There could be a million reasons on why they ended up with a gunshot wound.
Pretty much. So, let's get to that next article. Let's see what else is going on in Utah.
I don't know about you, but I'm dragging ass all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know. I drank a whole monster and I still feel like I'm tired. Continue. Yep. Let's hit that.
Funny one.
Oh, this isn't Utah, but this is part of our West. So, this shouldn't be funny. This shouldn't be funny.
Our neighbors to the south.
Chinese people enslaved Mexicans to make sushi for them. And it shouldn't be funny, but it is. Let's get into the article. So, I'm sorry. This is terrible. The owner and two operators of Phoenix area sushi chain have been indicted after investigators said they were harboring illegal workers. They were forcing them to work without having days off. Illegal workers and keeping them in stash houses. What's up, Logan?
Okay, did they just throw pots and pans to name these three people? Or
I was going to make the same comment. I'm not going to try to pronounce their name. I don't want to have to go downstairs and get a pot to help me.
I think it's Quinn Liu, Zin Liu, and Yang Lao.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Who ran 4 sushi restaurants were arrested in December. A federal grand jury indicted the 3 on Wednesday for harboring illegal aliens. Whatever, were indicted on an additional charge of knowingly employing unauthorized aliens. I guess they paid some of them, but let's be honest.
I found another article that said one would get $1,500 maybe every 2 weeks. One said maybe $2,000 every month. But they had no days off, no overtime.
Let's be honest. $2,000 every month, that's basically slave labor for working 7 days a week every single day of the month. You're not getting your compensation.
They got the benefits of free room and board.
So, pretty much.
It's so bad. It shouldn't be funny. It shouldn't be funny, but it is.
It's funny enough to get Kyle to laugh.
Oh my gosh. The group is accused of keeping dozens of undocumented immigrants. Okay, let's stop calling them undocumented. Illegal immigrants. They're criminal aliens in 4 stash houses and forcing them to work at restaurants 7 days a week with no days off.
They put their product in a building. Instead of
First of all, why are they not in construction? We need them in construction. So.
Oh, no.
No, not those ones. The ones they enslaved. Sakura Sushi in Gilbert, Mesa, and Phoenix, and Akita Sushi in Scottsdale. Don't you have family in Scottsdale?
No. They're close to that, but
they're close
not
to it.
There. They're little farther, I think, south.
Yeah, so
gonna say,
the
how did-
raids in December ended in operation that neighbors had reported to police as early as 2023. So, if you like sushi and you live in the Phoenix area, you have been enjoying the fruits of slave labor. So, they apparently had Chinese employees directed tasks and work of the employees of Hispanic ethnicity.
So knowing that the Chinese can't cook, they employ people who can at very minimum.
My wife had mentioned that apparently her sister out there in Colorado had been having... They've been going to all these different sushi restaurants, and all these freaking sushi restaurants kept having this new trend where they put freaking slices of jalapenos on all the sushis. Now it makes sense. This is probably more than just Arizona. It's probably happening all over the U.S. because why else would the jalapenos be on the sushi?
Can't import wasabi anymore. No, we got to make something else that's hot and spicy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's just... I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing about this, but it really...
Well, the Chinese did do slavery so long ago, I guess they had to do it again.
I guess I'm just surprised it's not the Koreans, since they have the longest unbroken chain of slavery in world history.
Neither of them were the ones that invented it, though.
Either way, it's still Japanese food. It's Chinese people forcing Mexicans to make Japanese food, okay?
The only thing to make that joke better is throw an American in there to throw out all three off a plane.
Or as long as an Italian's doing the plumbing, I guess. Is that one passing over your head?
No, I get the joke.
Okay.
I'm just thinking more of Italians and New Jersey making cakes.
Oh, there's that too. So, court documents revealed that 10 illegal immigrants stayed at the Tampa house.
Tempe.
Tampa. Sorry, my wife's from Arizona, so she's not happy that I'm mispronouncing Arizona city names. So, while others were housed at locations that helped to run restaurants in Mesa, workers were driven between houses and restaurants daily in white vans.
My question is, it says dozens. So, is that between 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 dozen that they actually have?
If there's
those
10 in just one house, we could be looking as many as 40 to 48
or even maybe
illegal
35.
immigrants being enslaved by Chinese people to make Japanese food.
Well, if there's dozens, you're probably looking anywhere between 36 to 72, depending.
That could even be like 35, just barely under, so it's not technically 3 dozen. So
If
I
it's
mean,
4
just-
stash houses and there's 10 in just one of them, I would assume if they're evenly distributed, which typically humans tend to do that, we tend to evenly distribute things, we're looking at 40. Roughly.
Or are we looking at like baker's dozens?
We could be looking at baker's dozens. Are we looking at baker's dozens? Arizona, do you like baker's dozens?
I don't know. But I like sushi, but I don't know. This is kind of sad.
Do you like slave sushi?
You're the local expert on this.
So if you go to a sushi restaurant, make sure the employees are actually Asian. Otherwise, it might be slavery that's making your sushi. It shouldn't be funny.
Sorry,
I shouldn't be laughing.
Make sure they're this color, not this color.
But on another article,
I shouldn't be laughing, but it's just too funny.
On a different article for this, one of the guys that actually was getting paid, he's been doing this for 3 years. Willingly.
Ah. Them dogs must taste amazing.
He must love the job and love the food if he's doing it for 3 years without complaint.
Anyways, let's get off this
I
racist
guess to be
bender.
fair, I mean, yeah, but... Gosh damn. Alright, Arizona, whatever the hell is going on down in that state.
Oh no, school boards.
So, school boards in Utah.
Yay.
I didn't mark anything out in this article, but there are 3 new school districts that are being made in Utah.
Okay.
We talked about the school districts before and school enrollment. Do you remember what's been going on with school enrollment in Utah?
I don't remember what's been going on with enrollment. I remember, like, they've been trying to tax the hell out of their citizens.
Yeah.
Get your kids out of the public education now.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
going
much.
downhill.
So we've talked about the schools a lot because we've had stories almost every week to talk about. And here we are again with more stories. So over the last few years, about 3 years, the enrollment in public schools has gone down consistently. So the question is, if enrollment is down, so the student body population is not going up, why do we need more school districts? It cannot be for the purpose of providing for more students and dividing up because the school districts keep getting too big. It can't be for that.
Remember, they did do...
Now, the Orem... If one of them's the Orem City one, where Orem City's separated into its own school district, I get it, because Orem has been wanting to do that for a long time, where they are their own school district. And so that, to me, makes sense. But if you're dividing up school districts like this, it doesn't make sense, because all you're doing is increasing the cost to provide for the same amount of students, but not even the same amount, because the student body's decreasing, because like me and like many other people, they're either taking their children to charter schools or they're homeschooling them.
So there's a few different things that could be going on here. I guess first off, they did do oh my gosh, what was the math called?
Common Core?
They did do Common Core math. So they could
AKA broken math.
Enrollment might be going down, but it might be due to in relation of population growth. Right? So you have your population growth chart, and not every kid is enrolling, so that's going down.
So it's not percentage compared to population, it's total number of students that was going down. So the total student body population in schools is decreasing. The enrollment itself is going down. So the population of kids in public schools is going down.
Yeah. So there's that could be taken into consideration. There are school districts such as Canyons, I believe, up in Salt Lake.
Okay.
So normally in a school district you have one superintendent, right?
Yeah.
In charge of the entire school district. Canyons has 3.
What the hell?
And each one has divided up into, each one has its own responsibilities over the entire district. Those are big 6A schools.
Yeah, I can understand it to a degree, because when you have that big of a district, it makes sense to either have more superintendents or divide it up. Mm-hmm. But when overall the population of students enrolling in school in Utah has been decreasing, that shouldn't be the issue that's concerning you at that point. Because I think what was it, babe? I could have sworn I saw a number that it's in the couple hundred is the amount of classrooms that are now closed effectively. That's how many students we've lost. It's been across the whole state, so it's all spread out, so you don't really notice it. But it was a couple hundred. Look at the difference between student enrollment between the last 2 years, basically. Student enrollment in K through 12 over the last 2 different years. The difference between 2025 and 2024. Largest dip in 25 years, yeah. 1.7%, which doesn't sound like much, but it's actually quite significant. Look, we needed the actual numbers.
Classrooms are still overfilled.
I remember it was quite a few classrooms. And since it's spread out across the entire state, that means the classroom sizes really are getting smaller.
It's not working that well.
But wasn't there... There might have been a story about them even closing a school here in Utah, too, because enrollment's down.
Here's this one.
Yeah, 1.7%. What's the 2025 to 2026?
A decrease of 11,500 students.
Yeah. So basically, if you say average student class, what's the average student classroom size? So 11,000.
28 to 30 per class.
Or a little bit more than 30. It could be, some schools have
Let's
like maybe
just-
35, 36 students up.
Let's
max.
go with 30 because I know there are classes that are bigger than that. So 11,000. What is that? 478
Just go 11.5.
divided by 30. That's 382.6 classrooms worth of children. That's more than one whole school. We're talking a couple schools worth.
And right here,
of
14 of the state's 15 largest districts have experienced enrollment declines greater than 1%.
Yeah.
With
Salt Lake,
1%
Granite.
doesn't sound like much, but when you actually run the actual total numbers, not the percentages, you realize we're talking about a lot of kids not enrolling in schools because a lot of them are either not being born because our population growth, our birth rates are down, our fertility rates are down, but also it's people like me and my wife and other people who are, our kids are going to charter schools and other people are homeschooling their kids.
or like this charter school saw a 3.6% growth.
Yeah.
So it's like, keep in mind, Utah's population is 3.3 million as of right now. Rough estimates figure that a third of that population is kids in school. A third is people between their teens and 30s or teens and 40s, and then the other third is older.
Okay.
That's kind of your rough estimates on how population is here in this state.
Yeah. Pretty evenly divided between groups.
So if you take 1% of a million, give or take 1 million students,
You're looking at 10,000.
yeah.
And that's saying 10,000 is 1.7. That comes out to 11.478. 11.478 thousand students. So it's just like, we're talking about more than one school's worth of kids not being in school anymore, at least in public schools. And now they're dividing up these, they're making more school districts unnecessarily in all likelihood. It's very likely that they're unnecessary. And what do they have to do with these new school districts? Well, they got to have a superintendent for these school districts. They got to have the school board for these school districts. They got to have all the administrative staff. All they're doing is raising the cost per child to operate these schools.
The administrative staff is already there, right? The only staff they need to hire is a superintendent and everyone else in the district office, which is your finance, your
I don't think all
HR,
of it's there. I think a lot of it would be
like
I think the administrative staff would probably end up being divided in half, and they'd have to hire some new ones to fill slots.
I'm talking on like your school level.
Okay, school level, yeah.
Your
That part's all there.
So that's most of your administrative staff in a district.
Yeah, but that's just that. Yeah, no. At the school levels where most of those administrative staff will be, and that makes sense. That's not changing.
You're rehiring your district office. At that point.
District office, which is going to still be the superintendent, the board themselves, and any of the staff they have as well.
So the board gets elected on; they don't get hired on.
Yeah, but they still get paid. You still have to select them though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's public selection. It's not the state selecting them.
Superintendent.
But those are still people you have to get on and get paid.
Your director of transportation, your director of lunch, your finance guy,
and
your secretaries.
We had that article last year where the lady on the state board is not running anymore, and she's saying the whole thing's corrupt and they're all just self-interested for money, and that's it. And they don't care about the students. And so it's like, if they don't care about the students, if she's right, which I tend to believe her because it's government, let's be honest. I tend to believe her if the government doesn't care. So what's happening?
We talk about school enough. I probably ought to bring this up now. You know where a modern day school system comes from?
Communists, probably?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know who Carnegie, Rockefeller, and...
Oh, yeah. I know Rockefeller. I know that crappy name.
So all the big tyrants of that day and age. So you got like Ford, Carnegie, Rockefeller, freaking
Give Ford a little bit of credit.
He was in there too.
He was in there, but he wasn't the worst of them.
He wasn't the worst, but he was a very big proponent of what I'm about to bring up.
Yeah.
All of them got together and was like, well, we've now developed these factories and we need factory workers. We need people who know and understand how to sit still for long periods of time, stay focused on certain tasks that are given to you, be able to show up on time, clock in and out at the sound of a bell or a whistle, take lunch at a specific time, and do menial things with the basic knowledge. We need people programmed with that in order to fit into these factories.
No, and that is absolutely true. Now, to be fair, if you can't show up on time for something, you're not a freaking adult. Okay?
I'm not against that.
Some of those things they shouldn't have to be something people are taught. But you are right, though. The whole setup of the modern education system was designed for to teach them to be basic laborers.
How's a classroom normally set up? All your desks and rows, and everyone facing the front. Like, the modern day schooling system was built to create factory workers, and I hate it.
Yeah.
When I went to Boston, there's a statue of Benjamin Franklin, who was the biggest guy who like made the public school system. And underneath that statue is the purpose for the United States public school system is to learn the Constitution, know their rights, and be able to understand the freedoms that our founding fathers have fought for. It's like, you can't find that quote anywhere. Like, you can't find that statue or quote anywhere on the internet. I've looked.
Yeah.
So it's like, interesting.
Yeah, the modern education system we have is absolute trash, which is why we put our kids in a charter school. Do it too. Screw the system.
Yeah, we like ours. Our son gets a 45-minute lunch, and it includes recess in that time, so he gets plenty of time to eat, play, and be ready to focus. Some other schools,
they used to do a lot more recess for kids, but now they want to turn boys into girls, so they do less recesses.
Growing up, I had 2 recess breaks. One was 10 minutes, the other one was 20 minutes with lunch inside that 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, poor thing.
That's the hard part. With a lot of kids are complaining they don't have time to eat because you have to wait. Your time for lunch starts when you leave your classroom. You have to wait in line to get your food, then quickly eat your food, then hopefully have time to get to the playground and play.
So that's that new law that's being proposed in the Utah State Senate right now. That my mom's been a big proprietor of. Recess first, and then your lunchtime starts after recess is done.
Yeah.
So.
Which also, I mean, that gives you time near the end of recess to kind of start working your way over there so you can be over there and ready, rather than having a whole bunch of your lunchtime get taken up just by waiting to get out of dang class.
So my other question is, there was a thing about the money was supposed to follow your kid. Was that
just
a
rather
federal
burn the
or a
Department of
state?
Education to the ground.
Was that a federal or a state?
Which one was this?
That was
again?
that was proposed. That never went through.
Okay.
Because I know I saw Utah has a voucher, but if your kid's homeschooled or in a private school, you get the voucher, not public or charter.
Yeah,
they don't get any money towards it.
So the whole thing with that proposed law is that the money was supposed to follow your kid. So that's your property taxes were supposed to follow your kid.
And teachers' unions hate that because that's where they get their dues from, is raping the teachers of everything they're worth.
I cannot tell you how many meals we missed growing up because my mom had to fund her own classroom.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous.
Yep.
And that's the stupid overhead cost. These schools get a property tax increase. It doesn't go to the teachers. It should.
Never does.
It just goes to the administrator and the superintendent that gets another $20,000-$30,000 out to his paycheck each year.
It's not quite that much in your smaller schools. In your 6A schools for sure, but your smaller 1, 2, and 3A schools, you're only looking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 bonus every year.
But still, they make over $100,000.
All right, let's be honest. Why does a government employee position even have a bonus?
But they shouldn't even get that kind of money. My mom worked for the state, and she'd get a 3% bonus, and that'd be less than 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be her pay raise or anything.
Nope, no bonuses for government employees because the government sucks. Sorry.
So, you know why? They have to have doctorate's degrees in order to be superintendents. And that piece of paper tells them they're smart and they deserve it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
their
look at
doctorate, they have a doctorate degree, and
degree.
all they're qualified to be is a superintendent. I am demeaning you because you are worth demeaning, by the way.
In the state of Utah, you're required by law.
Your job can be done by a monkey.
You're required by law to have a doctorate's degree to be a superintendent of a school district.
Look
Their
how
job
that
can
worked.
be done by a monkey.
Look how that worked. They had an illegal as a superintendent.
That was in Iowa, but yes.
But
Yes,
still.
but still, though, it's... Your job can be done by a monkey with a tamarang, okay? Let's be honest. You're not worth your degree.
Let's get off this subject, because I've got stories going through my head that I'm not supposed to be talking about.
Maybe we should just bring your mom on one of these times since she's been involved in it so much.
She would hate what we talk about when it comes to school districts. She'd
agree with us? Or-
So keep in mind, when I say this, that my mom is on the tail end of piss poor like homeschooling and charter schools, right? Because she'll get kids that come in that haven't done anything. They come in as like a 4th or 5th grader on a kindergarten level, and it's her job to get that child back on track, or it reflects poorly on her teachers, and that affects her teachers' like raises and everything. So
no, I get that. That's understandable why she would be upset about that.
She hates the public or the private school system.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Oh, really? The private school system's pretty bad?
The private and homeschool.
Because the charter school system's doing great.
But that's still, like, that's considered private school, right?
But the charter school's doing great. It's outperforming all of our public schools.
I know. Like, I get that. I know what all the facts are and everything, but just putting ourselves...
But from her generation...
From her perspective on everything, she gets all the shitheads that come in, and it's like, just drag her teachers through the mud with these poor students that didn't get anything done in the private or the homeschool sectors.
Well, that's the thing, though, too.
And she's had to deal
I don't even think public school would have done much for those kids anyways, because we're being honest, if they're really that bad, it's probably a case of parents who were not really involved in the education of their kids.
I was talking to someone earlier today that always had a bad they were older, had a bad feeling towards charter schools just because they were not good years ago. Always a bad idea of how they functioned. They just didn't work. But talking to them, hearing about how the charter school is going for our son, they're going, oh, they've improved it. I guess I was just given the biased version to keep my child in the public school system, which if you guys look at that article from the Salt Lake Tribune, it mentions nothing about charter schools. All it is talking about is public schools.
So,
if anything, it's good because if they included the charter schools on there, it would artificially bump the numbers up and make them look better.
So it's just one of those where there's always going to be backlash. Like, we're looking at homeschooling our kids, and my mom hates the idea. But she's also been a teacher for 26 years now.
Yeah.
I can see that. I had a cousin of mine that homeschooled. You'd see their kids, they would not interact with anyone other than their siblings. It was really kind of sad. So as long as you do it right, it's good. I've been around people who've been homeschooled. They did awesome, but I saw
Chrissy,
them.
Here's the thing, though. Like, when we were kids, it was the children who were homeschooled that were not well adjusted into society. But now it's become the exact opposite, where the homeschooled kids are the ones who are well adjusted into society because people are doing like homeschooling co-ops where it's multiple families doing it together. And it's the public school kids that are cutting their balls off and getting double mastectomies because they think they're in the wrong body.
So I think it is a generational thing at this point.
I would agree because the things have changed, and it's like probably back when your mom was doing this a lot more in her earlier days, it's like they probably didn't have very many homeschooling co-ops, whereas multiple families doing it together rather than just one family by itself.
I guess to put things in perspective, she did she did her student teaching in 99, I believe.
Okay, so when shitheads like me were in school.
So yeah, she would have started teaching second grade somewhere 98,
if she had
99.
to deal with people like me, I get why she would hate it in general.
Your mom had to deal with your crap. I feel pity for your mom.
Yeah, no, they really had to put up with my crap.
My mom refused to teach me. She only took one of my siblings, and it was not me.
All right, let's hit up the next article. Or at least that next tab. So, by the way, if you haven't heard, that field right there, Chris, you want to wave the wand around it right there? That is where the new Spanish Fork Temple will be going.
And if you need to know where it is, Neighborhood market.
Yep.
Straight down the street.
You can see Highway 6 right there going down the middle. So Highway 6 there in Spanish Fork. It's just off of Highway 6.
Oh, it's right there. Okay, so the Flying J is going to be right. Where's that Flying J at?
I don't know. I didn't know there's a Flying J going in now, too.
No, it's already in there. It's right here, I believe.
There is?
Yeah. Right across the Highway 6 from Walmart, there's a Flying J. Not Flying J. There's a Pilot.
Zoom in right there, because I thought there was a Holiday in the area.
Yep, never mind.
A Holiday, not Flying
I know
J.
red and yellow, and that's like Pilot, Flying J, and Holiday.
Okay.
That's all I had going
for
me.
So as you can see, there's 2 LDS churches there already with the giant lot between them. So, yeah.
And it's right across the street from the high school.
Yeah.
That's going to be troublesome.
True.
High schoolers in sacred places don't really go well together.
High schoolers and sacred places don't go well together typically. Well, we'll find out. But that is the site of the Spanish Fork Temple. If you didn't know,
and
that's
it'll
where
be
it's at.
exciting to announce when it's fully finished and built in a couple years.
Oh. Ephraim Temple is close to being finished, so keep your eyes open for that open house. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I know I saw a news story about them having trucks parked out front with all the furnishings. So Ephraim Temple, the new Ephraim Temple, which is awesome. I've seen it on the outside. I've been working down there.
The last time
they stuck with the Manti Temple theme, the style. It's beautiful.
Last time I was there, they just broke ground.
Yeah, Chrissy's gonna pull it up. It's beautiful. It's not the same as the Manti Temple, but they stuck with that similar style, the Pioneer Temple
they
style.
might have it. Dates maybe?
Not been announced.
And that looks
was
like
back
a
in November,
rendering.
though.
So that looks like a rendering of it. It really is beautiful seeing it in person. We've driven by it. But that's definitely an open house I want to go to. So
I don't know. You guys were probably a little old for that, but when the Payson Temple came around, I was in the youth cultural celebration for that.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was one of those where it's like, huh.
Yeah, we never... Did we... No, I don't think we ever got around to the Payson Temple open house. We got to the Syracuse one, right?
I saw
No,
the
not
Payson.
Syracuse. The Saratoga Springs.
I went to the Payson with your parents. You weren't here for some reason.
Where was I?
Army, maybe?
No.
14?
No, I might have actually... 14?
2014.
I wouldn't been... the only reason I can imagine is it would have been National Guard. Most likely a training I was going to at the time.
June 7th of 2014 is when that was dedicated. I know that because I went and did the cultural celebration was the day before. We had practiced all day in the heat and misery, and then it decided to rain us out that night.
Oh, rough.
There's a beautiful Payson Temple.
Yep.
Freaking
So,
awesome.
Ephraim Temple location has been announced. So let's hit up the next... Where the heck are we on there? Oh, yeah, there's... Right there. There we go. There's the next tab. So,
it's coming. The scaffolding's coming down?
The scaffolding is beginning
Slowly.
to descend.
It's supposed to be finished by the end of this year, since we're 2026.
Yeah, because I
No.
believe the whole rededication is supposed to be done in 2027 is when it was announced.
Tickets have been sold out for over a year.
I'm not surprised.
And look at this new edition that they did. Beautiful.
Is that the new? I thought that was the old edition that they did.
I think
That's all the
this is new.
ceiling rooms, isn't
I
it?
think this is a new thing that they built.
What side of the
recently.
building is that on? Are we looking for at the north?
That's the north side.
So that's the edition that was already there, wasn't it?
I think it's...
That was on the south side.
Okay, so they didn't. So what is it? More ceiling rooms? Probably because it's like the number one temple people want to go get.
Ceiling rooms,
sealed
maybe
in.
endowment rooms.
Maybe, but
I've never been to the Salt Lake Temple, so I have no idea.
you've never been.
Dude, I got endowed and went immediately on my mission. I came back and the temple closed.
Oh man.
Kyle, I've never been, and
Yeah.
we've been married a long time.
No, I could have sworn we've been.
We've looked at it, but we've never been in it.
Oh,
or
because
anything.
I've been through a session of Salt Lake Temple.
I'm sad.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I'm sad because they won't do live sessions anymore.
Yeah, but you still get to go into the temple, though. You still get to see the rooms.
No, I know, but
No, it is. I wish it was live sessions still. Live sessions and that's what I did. It was live session and all. We went and had the sacred meatloaf because they had the kitchen open still at the time. I had the meatloaf in the temple. It was the best meatloaf I've ever had, and it is still to this day the best meatloaf I've ever had. It was celestial. Then we went through the endowment session. And into the celestial room. Absolutely gorgeous, the celestial room.
If you go back up, I don't know if they have pictures of it.
Oh yeah, these are the new statues they're putting across the grounds
I think
about
it's
the
awesome.
restoration.
I love all the new statues they're adding. They're beautiful. They tell stories.
Fantastic work by the artist, by the way.
I personally know one of the guys that did the directional boring underneath.
Oh yeah,
to do the big tunnels
for
underneath the temple.
Oh, okay.
The earthquake proofing.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah. It wasn't a machine. It was literally a guy with a jackhammer in the tunnel, just carving away at it.
God.
They'd send him in on a little mine cart through the tunnel, and chip away at it. Throw the rock into the mine cart.
What rock were they chipping away at? Was it just the rock it's all built on?
It underneath the foundations.
Okay.
Because can we pull up a picture on all the modifications, like earthquake proofing to the Salt Lake Temple?
Dude, some of it's insane. I didn't know that they were doing vertical bores through the exterior walls to be able to throw cables through that. It's insane what they've been doing. It's amazing work. It's very, very technical, very delicate work.
First time it's ever been done.
Gosh.
Just pull
Congratulations for doing it right and not messing up, because I haven't heard about any issues.
Go to images. Let's go through the images. So right here, the right picture, far right.
No, far right, babe. That's left. There you go.
Yep, that one. So if you click on that
You're a brunette, not a blonde, isn't?
So you see all these red tubes that they got going through here?
Okay.
The guy I personally know was doing all the hand drilling to do those tunnels.
That's insane.
Or do those columns.
That's absolutely insane.
But it's pretty much on rollers now, and the entire building is tied to the to a platform over top of the rollers.
So the whole temple's on rollers.
Pretty much.
Holy crap.
So if there's an earthquake,
it will rock.
It'll sit there and rock.
Holy crap.
Instead of swaying, the whole if you go to the picture just above go to
that's freaking gnarly.
Sorry, scroll back down. One more. Yeah, the ghostly picture just to the left of that one. That one. All the spires, everything is tied together to the new platform it's on.
That's freaking awesome.
So you see,
and this is the first time this has ever been done.
Yeah. Okay. So the Get Bart Daily, there's a little mine cart that he was on.
Click on that. See if we can get it enlarged at all.
There's his little green mine cart that he was on. He'd just be chipping away at it and just getting material in and out of there.
That's insane.
But it's freaking nuts is what it is.
I imagine the engineers were hella nervous during all of this, because they're like, this better work and there better not be any mistakes. This is one of the most historic monuments.
All I have to say is get ready.
Oh my gosh. This is freaking awesome.
Because this is the temple to stand through the millennia. And we know that Utah's due for a massive earthquake.
I think that might be John.
Oh, is he coming up?
Loser showing up so late. Oh.
So,
babe, you want to go see if the door's open or not?
I can't.
Oh, yeah. I will. I don't have to because the loser finally got here.
So.
You guys are still recording?
Yeah, join in for a couple minutes.
Yeah, what did you expect we'd be doing? It's only 11 o'clock. Look at that.
We're just talking about the Salt Lake Temple renovations.
Y'all. Hey, y'all. It's Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
Would you get over here and get in camera so Mikey can finally see your face tonight?
In a second, dude. I'm tired, and that was a horrible match, and you should have come.
So you got destroyed.
By 1-1 counters. Native counters. The new deck The new deck.
Thank you. You're probably not watching,
He's
but
not.
you might one day. Thank you for
So
destroying
every
him.
time they play, every time it was his turn, everyone gets 1/1 counters, and they just kept adding up, and I kept having to move my stuff off the freaking board. And then I killed him. He died. And
What
then,
was this? Like rads, like what I do, or no?
No, it's counters. So -1,
Oh.
-1 counters. And they can't be blocked unless you have +1/1 counters. It has to say counters.
Oh my god.
There are very few cards that say counters.
Yikes.
So
You
it's
got-
worse than yours.
Oh, really? That's awesome. All right,
No,
sorry. If
it's
you don't know
not
what we're
awesome.
talking about, it's Magic the Gathering. This is hilarious. You got destroyed, which makes me happy because he always destroys me. So,
Yeah.
Temple renovations. He knows the guy who was on that minecart,
That little green cart.
hand chipping the tunnels underneath the temple.
Nice.
It's freaking awesome. Yeah, scaffolding's starting to come down.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Yeah, freaking awesome.
I was watching most of it.
Yeah,
I was listening to it. While I
Oh
was
yeah,
playing.
I'm not surprised you are at least listening. So you
That
know
was-
you know what's been going on.
How'd we do? What's your rating? 5?
-25.
Yeah, we
That's
really suck without John here to help fill the air. He's got a nice charismatic voice. All right.
I think that was
Did you guys see my comment on there? Did you guys see what Antifa threatened to do?
I told you out to write that out because we have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry, I
explain
shut
it.
off my phone. So Antifa just threatened to go to war against the military.
Oh, cool.
So the
Oh,
fact
hey.
that the National Guard and stuff may be used in
mean-
Michigan
wait,
to
wait.
support ICE and all
Hold
this
on.
stuff.
Did I hear legal justification for use of force against Antifa?
I
Oh.
was going to say that just like
You
that's total war.
heard what
You know what's funny? How they
National
claim
Guard
they're
Division
not.
is in Minnesota.
What?
The 34th Infantry Division, the really scary ones from Europe in World War II.
So
We'll
what's
see
funny,
if they actually are.
John?
'Cause
They
'cause-
kept claiming that Antifa's not an organization. Now all of a sudden, a non-organization
No, ready
is
for
declaring
this?
war on the U.S.
They
military.
said this. They said they have reorganized.
Oh, so they were an organization. Then they didn't become. They were no longer an organization. Now they're an organization again. On the plus side, they basically confirmed that Trump was right. They're an organization. Now you can use force against them.
So does that mean
Fantastic.
are they classified as terrorists yet?
No, yeah, they've been classified as a terrorist organization. So they just
So legally we couldn't
reorganize and
shoot them,
admit
right?
them.
We as
If
citizens
they
cannot.
attack you. If they attack you, remember, you have to do it in self-defense.
So-
Unless you get into the National Guard real quick and you might get
Push me through
deployed.
boot camp as fast as you can. And
Can't catch me in the gingerbread man.
yeah, but then I'll have to transfer that unit. That
Let's hit up
doesn't
that next
go.
tab,
That
then.
doesn't go with what I am planning to do with the way things are working out. So
So I believe that was our last article. But
No,
But
well,
look
kind of.
at
It's our
that.
last official article. What's
Look at
that?
the statues.
Yeah, so those are some of the... You can scroll through those pictures again if you want.
Restoration of the ceiling keys.
Mm-hmm. The most important part of the restoration.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, there was 46 of those tunnels, by the way, underneath the temple.
God.
there's more all over the state of Utah, dug by the Native Americans.
Oh, no, these tunnels are we're talking about specifically for earthquake proofing.
The
Temple. Apparently the temple is on rollers, so it
Mm-hmm.
can shuffle now when an earthquake occurs. So let's hit
No, I
up
thought
that.
you were talking about the tunnels that are spread all over the Salt Lake.
No,
No,
not
no.
those tunnels.
Not those
no,
ones.
not
That
those tunnels.
tunnels
New
connect
tunnels,
to-
not old tunnels.
Yeah, I know, but those old tunnels have
Connect to other new
renovated-
tunnels.
Yeah, that connect to Salt Lake Temple.
Right.
and all
Yeah.
sorts of things.
No, not those tunnels, though.
My mom was trying to get to General Conference one day, and she followed this truck down into a parking garage
Mm-hmm.
and found the tunnels, and like President Monson and all the 12 were on golf carts, and she just about ran them over.
Imagine that, you're just like, hi, I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh, gosh.
Is this girl that just passed away? That they found
Yeah, so
dead?
she was found dead. So
That-
this is Moroni Channel. This is
That-
just their news page right now, not the specific article.
That's a Portuguese Book of Mormon, by the way.
Okay.
She's supposed to go to Italy, I believe.
Oh, is that might be probably Italian. The ill is used both in Portuguese and
It's all Latin
Italian.
based.
Where was she found?
At the bottom of a cliff.
Or on a steep thing. She was going on a trail, and it looks like she fell off the trail.
Oh,
Slipped
jeez.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Sister Smith. the piano guys, John Smith's daughter.
Oh,
Who
okay.
was in my mission, is that's what they're assuming is they found her at the bottom of
Mm,
if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but when they were looking for her,
that's
she
where
had
they
decided to go on a hike, and experienced hiker, and
found her. Accidents happen.
Accidents happen.
Even to the experienced.
Oh
So
man,
Red
Washington
Cliffs.
County.
Red Cliffs Recreation
there.
Area.
Mm.
Oh, that's where King of Random died. If you know him or heard
No.
about him.
that's really sad.
So scroll on down. They got more articles. So this is interesting. So Philippines poised to be for most Latter-day Saint temples in Asia by end of 2026. So scroll on down. There's another article about them. So I guess by the end of this month or something, they're going to have the same amount of active temples as Japan. And then shortly they'll have the most amount of temples of any country in Asia.
Cool.
So Philippines is growing crazy fast, and if Africa keeps at the pace it's going, it's going to be probably the most temple-dense continent in the world.
It makes sense. So my graduating class sent 5 to the Philippines.
Dang.
On missions.
Wow. Keep scrolling down. There's more articles. Didn't want to get into all of them specifically, but might as well say, hey, check this
Nice.
site out. Check
More
out
service.
the Moroni channel.
Mhm.
So this one's a good one. Church of Jesus
Nice.
Christ donates furnishings for new, what is that?
I think LaSalle.
LaSalle Women's Shelter supporting women and children fleeing violence. So
Nice.
nice,
Good.
fresh furnishings for them so they can have a comfortable place to be while they're trying to get away from terrible situation.
Covered that last week, if I remember
Covered that
right.
last week.
Nice.
So
You got here just in time, John, to get us a quote. So why don't you go ahead and get that
I just came
rolled
to
up?
bug you guys.
Oh, you just came to bug us, not
I
give
mean,
us
I'll
a
give
wise
us a
quote
quote.
from a wise person.
Or is there
I am
any-
not wise. I am. I can't
said-
I can't say the word because we'll get black marked for it because people think it's stupid.
I'm pretty sure this whole session is going to get
Black mark.
black marked.
I didn't listen to all of it. Seriously?
I made some good jokes. Rumble.
They're sexist and racist. How to a point they are funny, but how come not every single sexist and racist joke is funny? Some are quite derogatory.
I know.
I
And
know.
are
I
not
know.
funny.
We stayed off the derogatory.
Some are
aspect of
very
it, but-
demeaning and rude.
So, is there
Ugh.
anything you want to add to the podcast of what you would have talked about if you had been here?
I don't know why my wife asked the question that way.
That's a good question, though.
Yes, but why in that way? I don't know.
Why
That's
the
okay.
hell doesn't card shops take old Pokemon cards? I'm legit. It's like a legit question, okay? You asked, and yes, I'm still on the rant from earlier today.
He's poor. He wants more magic cards, and they won't.
I want magic cards.
They
I
won't give
don't
him
play
store credit for
Pokemon
old
more
cards.
anymore. Take my Pokemon cards. Give them to some child to play
A
with.
whole subject that Logan does not give a crap about.
Well, sad for him. For somebody so smart, you would think he would play Magic the Gathering because it requires you to use your brain. You're obviously smart enough. You just took a hard test. Okay? It's a legit question. But no, I just say that's a random note, dude. I've been pissed all day about that. Stay vigilant. Keep Utah sane. And how do I say this so it's not too rude?
And check who's making your sushi.
Well, I would say don't, because I was just reading one of the Provo City councilmen. I don't know if you guys saw that article I posted
I think I
on
saw
our
something.
group chat. He's been in city council. He's one of the problems for Provo City.
Oh,
He's
yeah, I
now
saw that
running
group chat.
for the county's auditor.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful who you vote in. Just be like,
Do your research on
do your research, because the people you put in power, it's like people want change, but they're not willing to go through a little bit of hardship for the change. If you keep voting in the people that are the problem, expecting them to change with the promises they make, you're not going to get the change.
Like New York?
Like New York. and like Utah County and Salt Lake City is turning out to be. Just be vigilant. Don't turn us into another Minnesota. Quit hating on ICE agents.
It used to be don't turn us into California. Now it's Minnesota.
California and Minnesota.
But that's the thing.
Rethink your life if you hate ICE agents.
I think Governor Newsom's trying to protect his butt, trying to get rid of a certain
he
issue
is.
he started.
Be nice.
He's just a player.
Be nice to the ICE agents. Yes, there's bad ones out there, but most of them are there to protect America. And I'm sorry, if you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be here. It's the law. If we were to go to Mexico as an illegal immigrant, oh my gosh, the things that would happen to us.
If we was to go anywhere,
like we would be screwed. But the moment America does it,
it's like I was showing my wife video
So-
footage and images of these people in Minnesota getting all these less lethal stuff put on them, whether it's tear gas or pepper balls or rubber bullets.
What about the guy who got
it's just
shot in
like-
the eye?
Yeah, I know, right? And I was just telling her, I was like, these people are lucky this is America, because there are so many countries out there that would just use live ammo.
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, there's so many countries that would not even try to care. And they're lucky they live in a country that actually does, at least we have that moral standard where we try not to do that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm sorry to say, I kind of laughed at that article of the man shot in the face. Because I'm sorry to say, if you continue to attack and to protest and you get hurt, that's kind of on yourself. Because you gotta see it from, you outnumber, these protesters outnumber police. Most of the time, 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm. And
They're
probably
just
more than that, really.
Probably. And, I like to picture me as, say, I'm one of those people, like an ICE officer. You're trained for that, but still, if people chose to, you're overrun.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact you're using less lethals, you're trying to do your job correctly. Sorry, it's your own fault for getting hurt. Your own fault for getting shot. Maybe not be violent like you guys are.
ICE is trying to remove dangerous criminals that they want to keep here, and I'm like,
So
they're going to hurt my children.
I still think ICE agents should have a mod deuce, but chambered in 12 gauge.
I just think, because there's so
That would
many,
be fun.
there's so many laws, so many things being put in right now to ban ICE, to do away with the organization.
Utah Senator from Utah.
Yeah, Senator
Utah.
here in the state of Utah, the Utah State Legislature already put a law to try and block ICE from operating in Utah for the most part.
In churches, hospitals.
Well, here's the
Which
thing.
doesn't make sense. It's
Here's
the
the thing.
federal
Ready for this?
jurisdiction.
Ready for this?
Mhm.
If they do get banned, do you know how worse it's going to get, though?
Way
Because that means private citizens are going to take it up, and they don't have a law and order to it. And then it
That's
will
the
be
thing.
totally anarchy, as at least this is an organization that has rules and regulations and a government oversight, that if they step over the line too far, is they get punished.
Law
Citizens.
enforcement does have an obligation to at least try to take you alive.
Yes.
Private citizens, when they get threatened in their own homes, they're going to act in only the way necessary to keep themselves alive, which will not result in you being alive in the end.
Yes, I like my family and I like my stuff more than I like you.
I do like my possessions and care more about my possessions than other people
Now,
who would
I have
threaten
to
me.
say, if it's over a TV, no, but if you step 1 foot towards my family, you are not walking out that door.
I wonder how many people in Minnesota are against
That's just
the
my-
Somali
that's
fraud
my
and
belief.
If it's
everything.
over my TV, yes, I will shoot. I'm sorry. The moment you step past that, even think about stepping past the threshold into my house, I will use lethal force.
Well, no, hear me out.
It is
Say-
the law in Utah that when you
Yes, I
enter
know.
into my home, I have the legal right to use lethal force against you, and I will.
I know, but I've had a long time to think about this. But just personally, for me, I most likely would shoot you if you came into my house.
Because you don't know their true intentions.
Yes, I know.
You don't.
I most likely would, but on first thought is, oh, you're just here for my TV. Get the hell out of my house. Oh, you don't want to leave? Okay. Because I was always taught, warning, Warning.
Behold,
Warning.
my stuffed dog. Yeah.
Would you like Fluffy? Thank you. No.
Give my
That's
family
it.
a TBI.
I just think Democrats and just need to be hit over the head and taught how to think, and it's really sad to see.
Metaphorically hit over the head.
No.
Metaphor.
Sure.
You too.
However you want. However
I
you
think
want
it's
that.
both sides.
Okay. How about you just grow a brain and you think about America? And yes, I love the ice poster. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh!
Is this
Pull
the
up
one
the
that
ice
Rashida?
poster.
Is this
Yes.
the one that Rashida
Pull up
Tlaib was
the new-
complaining about?
Pull up the new ice poster that they pulled up. Sorry to
Derail us. That's okay.
Hey, I
Ice
think
poster.
all of
images. So it's we'll have our home again.
Yeah.
Type that in. We'll have our home again.
Yeah.
Behind ice poster, we'll have our home again.
I thought he was gonna say the video where they did ice raids to the Pokemon theme song.
Oh, the Border Patrol videos with that is freaking harsh.
There
This
it is.
one,
So Rashida Tlaib and Congress
everyone
was
is
flipping out
pissed over
about
this. I'm sorry to say.
But this was posted by ICE. We'll have our home again. She was like, as a Muslim. Well, aren't you American? Are you supposed to be American or are you Muslim? Well,
She says as an immigrant Muslim.
well
this
as
is
a child
offensive.
of immigrants. Well, first of all, if you're an American,
My
this should
family
be your
settled
home.
this land.
Oh.
Did both sides do things irresponsibly? Yes. And that is a topic for another time, but I love this photo, and you know what?
It's got the
Buggo.
flying Dorito in it.
It
I
does
love
have
it.
the flying Dorito
Everyone
in it.
loves the flying
And
Dorito.
a cowboy in there. The two opposite ends of the spectrum, and it's great. Okay?
Well,
Hey, all these congressmen that support the Somalis, maybe they need to get shipped out with them. Like Tim Waltz, he can go live there with them.
I know. If it's so great.
Go to your new home. Go enjoy it.
Go there.
And I will never apologize for defending. I like this guy's quote. I'll never apologize for defending our heritage. I won't ever. My ancestors fought. They fought in England. They came over here to get away from England's tyrannical reach. And then before 1776, they were fighting. And I mean, as far as I know, most of my family's been fighting for this country since the day it was born.
mm-hmm.
So back off.
We want to keep the American dream alive for our children so they can enjoy it too.
We are the American experiment, and we got to keep it alive.
We had the greatest experiment ever taken on this earth.
You know, there is that.
Out of the civilizations that we know about, okay? Because who knows? The weird part, there's a lot of history we don't know. So maybe there used to be a country that was like ours that just fell apart. They lost God in all of it. And
You know what that flying Dorito there reminded me of, though?
a Dorito?
Bum, 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 bum,
Bum,
bum.
bum.
There's that too, actually. Well, no, I actually have the one chip challenge downstairs, and I've been thinking about eating it sometime.
Do it.
Maybe we should do it on the stream. I eat the
No.
one chip challenge at the
Can
end.
that comment on there? This was this posted by Native Americans? The land actually still doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the people who were before them. Like I said, that's a conversation I would love to sit there and argue.
It's not stolen land; it's conquered.
Okay, no, I will have to argue that. Me and Logan had a good conversation. I don't know if you were there on the elk hunt with my nephew, who is Native American, and he does bring some actually good things to the conversation, and it's
Well, if his Lamanite
super good.
ancestors hadn't rebelled against God, they would still be in charge.
Native
here.
Americans are not
They're not.
ancestors.
That's
of the
not their
Lamanites.
primary ancestors. It's one of the
It's-
many
they're not.
ancestors
They're-
they have.
They're not. They came
Get-
out. I can send you the link from church.
Oh
news
no, the
that they're
church.
not.
Well, no, it's not saying that they aren't an ancestor. It's that they're not the primary ancestors.
The Native Americans of America aren't. They came out, and I'll find the article and send it to
I'm
you.
pretty sure. We'll have to see it. But either way, though.
Anyway, love everybody. That's my thought. Don't mess with my
That was a pretty good quote there, bud.
what?
I don't know.
I don't think
Well,
he's
she
done the
asked
quote
a
yet.
question, so I did a non-serious question that I was irritated about, and then I said,
How about
Just-
the quote right there on the flag in front of you?
I'm gonna do this one.
No. Do that one. Yes.
Both.
The
Do
one.
both. Okay.
Both.
No, just do the one you're doing, John. Everyone can read that one if they want. I checked. It's on the camera. They can see it.
They got shifted.
Which one is it?
The,
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
Now you realize it.
If we ever go to war, I'm flying a flag like this because it'll be great.
All right.
Okay, a man is not defeated until he gives up. General Richard E. Pardon me if I butcher this last name. Cavios? Cavios?
I don't know.
Cavazos.
Cavos.
Cavos?
I can't remember. That's got to be his
So
band.
don't
Whatever
give
your
up.
name is, not a bad quote.
Don't give up. It's all in your head. If you say you're to yourself, I can do this, you can do it. Believe. What does Michael Jordan say? Doesn't Michael Jordan say something like that?
I know Shia LaBeouf says just do it. So
He does do
Well,
that with
kind
the
of
beat.
To be fair, he ripped that off of Nike. All right, well, that's pretty much the show for tonight. We are tired, exhausted, and I have been yawning quite a bit. If you liked it, I guess like, share, and subscribe, please. Especially the share. It helps us spread the message. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next
Thanks,
time.
Mikey, for tuning in.
yep. Bye.
See you later.
Morning.